India runs its grocery consumption from corner stores, or like they're popularly called Kirana stores in Hindi. And we do not see this changing in a very significant way anytime soon. So, unlike the West, where modernization led to aggregation of retailers, or there is e commerce, which is now making some headway into grocery, we believe that a lot of India's consumption of grocery, and upwards of 70%, to put a number to that, will continue to be fed from the corner stores, uh, and that is really not going to not going to change. What does serve the store mean? Which means the assortment that he wants to sell to his customers should be available to him at the cheapest possible price, at the shortest possible notice, and be included financially through a formal working capital arrangement. You see, most of these retailers do not have working capital as much as they would like to have. If they borrow from informal sources, that could cost them about 2.5% to 3% a month. But the moment you can include them into a formal lending method or system through NBFCs or other banks who are keen on this segment, you're solving a big problem for them. So that's where we come in. We make a very wide selection of their ordering and inventory requirements available to them at great prices, delivered promptly, and we've also tied up with a few NBFCs to offer credit to the retailer. Our fulfillment centers, we also call them dark stores because there is no walk-in. You can only access our inventory through technology, which is nothing but an app sitting on your Android phone. So that is a very fundamental difference between Metro's business model, or for that matter, Walmart and Tesco and so on, and companies like what we are attempting to do. We are essentially a customer and tech first company. We are not a real estate first company. One of the things, Ritwik, we've been very clear about is that we will be, except for inventory, which we own, because that impacts the customer's experience, right? Everything else for us is a marketplace. So we have people who have a vehicle, 2 lorries, 3 lorries, boleros, they come and enlist themselves with us, get contractually tied up. We have monthly contracts, we have daily contracts, and they basically provide that infrastructure to us. But the optimization of delivery, routing, cost, customer experience, all of that is within our control. So we have about 1,500 such SKUs listed with us, and a typical store consumes about 3,000 to 4,000 SKUs. The reason we've not added that tail is because we're trying to build a very sustainable business model. See, it is easy to buy inventory and keep it in your warehouses, but then ultimately it has to move and help you also make money and the store also make money. The way we define groceries, it includes consumer goods which are produced by companies like Unilever, Nestle, Procter & Gamble, PepsiCo, and so on. Then there is edible oil, which is basically Adani's and Sun, gold winners and that kind of manufacturers. There is ghee, which is Verka, Mother Dairy, Milk Food. So that's the other set of players. So that's edible oil. Staples, we have rice, maida, besan, suji. That's the portfolio we carry. Consumer goods, I've already explained to you. We also keep some general merchandise, as we call them, which is Luxor pens, cello, galas, housekeeping tools and equipment. Yeah, so that's really the portfolio we carry. There's also confectionery. What we don't carry is fresh, which is fruit and vegetable. We do not carry anything which is cold chain. We reach out to about 20,000 retailers, and they have our app, and so the last count was about close to 25,000. So we operate in Chandigarh, Delhi. Delhi is all NCR, Noida, Gurgaon. And from Chandigarh, we actually also serve 4 other satellite towns, right? So like Zirakpur, Pinjore, and so on. And then there is Bombay, which is including New Bombay, Bangalore, and Chennai. What we've raised from Blackstone right now and the other participants of this round is really a venture debt kind of round, which is to help us ramp up our assortment. So what is the kind of selection we are offering to our customers, and how much inventory are we carrying, right? That's really to fund the working capital requirements of the company. The company is very close to breaking even in profitability terms. Right? So our first goal is to actually scale the company up so that it breaks even. And once it's broken even, we're looking to raise a reasonably large round to be able to scale to about 20, 25, 30 cities, the top metros, before we take the company for a public market listing. So that's really our horizon and strategy on growing the company and our business. We should be able to raise the follow-on round in June quarter of next year at the latest. And then within 18 months from then, we should be present in 25 cities, which is really would be close to about 2.5 lakh or stores that we will be reaching out to. And that's the time we want to also then look at a listing. Sales will go up, Rutvik. I mean, I have no doubts on that. But what are we really talking about? Internet penetration is so low. Secondly, on grocery, Rutvik, I think we all have an opinion. We want to feel the rise. We want to trust the seller. We want to have immediate returns if the things are not good. We also want the seller to know I'm going to be a Taj Mahal tea consumer or a Red Label consumer. So there is so much of trust and familiarity and credit and ease of and convenience of doing business with a grocery store that while people will buy 5-liter olive oil and they will buy India Gate basmati rice and so on from the e-commerce companies, I think the grocery stores and the Indian consumer who is finicky about which pickle he or she is going to consume tonight is not going to go away from the traditional way of shopping. So in fact, it worries none of us what the e-commerce players will or will not achieve on grocery. I'm not even sure if they have a sustainable business model on grocery. There is a lot of investment that's happened in Reliance, and I'm sure Amazon is wanting to fight that, and so is Flipkart and so on. But I am not sure if any of these players have yet figured out a sustainable business model of serving grocery to an Indian consumer.